After this was released, our first question was, why is a grown male family member at a lake house retreat who is not the father in a bedroom with a child? There is no prayer and makeup.
Laura-Lynn Tyler Thompson, former co-host of the 700 Club Canada and host of the Laura-Lynn Live at the Eagle's Nest show, has announced that she is leaving Daystar Canada. Greetings and welcome to Seek Things Above TV. I'm your host, Lucha Cooney. Before we begin, we'd like to mention that the views expressed by Laura-Lynn Tyler Thompson are what she expressed in her video and her opinions, and we are simply responding and reacting to the information that she gave. With that being said, let's get into these brief clips of her statement.
I'm going to be talking to you about what's been going on with Daystar Television and its effect on the Christian community of the planet, including North America, Canada, and us, broadcasters on their channel. It is with great sadness and personal angst that we are going to give notice to Daystar Canada that we will be removing our show from their network as per our contract. With grave fear of the Lord and due to what we perceive to be numerous ethical deficits and, most importantly, the failure of senior executives, and in this case, parents, to properly align with their son and daughter-in-law who had sincere, rational, and earnest concerns that their child had been by a family member. We have watched all the videos, read every statement, and every article written. I have personally consulted with my board and those whose discernment I deeply trust. We are in unanimous agreement that there is a deep crack in the foundation of Daystar, and we are unable to build on it.
Laura-Lynn makes it clear in her opening statement that this was not a decision that was made lightly and was the result of diligent investigation on her part and her team in order for them to reach this conclusion.
After this was released, our first question was, why is a grown male family member at a lake house retreat who is not the father in a bedroom with a naked child? Period. End of story, and absolutely unacceptable under any circumstances. Answers to this question have not been adequate and remain completely insupportable to any rational adult. I can only say as a parent and grandparent, if I knew of any such instance, no matter who that other family member was, there would be accountability for even the appearance of evil. There is no reason on this planet that discerning persons could rationalize such an event taking place without an all-out measure of consequences to be pursued against the said individual. There is no prayer and makeup for such a prohibited instance. Joni's response and answer for this outrageous situation, as stated by Jonathan and Susie, was that Pete, which is the name that was used in the articles, loved her, the little girl, and just wanted to hang out with her, according to the Royce article.
The alleged response from Joni after being made aware of the serious allegations of abuse concerning her own grandchild seemed to have been a most troubling matter to Laura-Lynn and her team, as she states in this video. Many people have responded in similar manner, seemingly baffled that this would be a response from a grandmother and an owner of a company.
At this point, I will say that because of the public presentation of the facts, as each party has seen them, we feel to address publicly the issues that directly brought us to the place of our decision and the impact it has had on us as programmers on Daystar. Our reputations are also now on the line. We believe after reading all the statements and recorded messages involving Jimmy Evans, Joni, Jonathan, and Susie, that there is a weighty disconnect on the part of the leadership of Daystar as to the evidence that is before them and the blindness that appears to be operating at their organization.
Laura-Lynn goes on to point out the apparent disconnect between Jonathan and Susie and Joni and the Daystar leadership on the other hand. She also makes it clear that her reputation as a respected on-air host is at stake if she chooses to stay at Daystar. The tagline for her show is broadcasting truth without apology. Remaining at Daystar would seemingly compromise her philosophy of ministry and the integrity of her work.
I don't think that he has been fabricating a smear campaign. And this leads to the difficult decisions that we've had to make. There comes a point where you have to have the discerning of the ring of truth. In every courtroom in the land, a judge will tell you that there's a ring of truth, that something either bears witness or it doesn't. And my deepest sadness is that if you have watched Jonathan and Suzy Lamb at all, you will see that these are two young people of integrity, a desire to follow God's principles. They have conviction. They want to do what's right by Daystar. They consider Daystar their calling, and they did not want to go against their convictions. In a Christian organization, no boss, let alone your own mom, should be asking you to do that. And this becomes the point of no return. As we see that Jonathan and Suzy, they honor the word of God. They found themselves in a very difficult position of loving dearly their mother and not being able to be in agreement with a decision she'd made about who to marry. So that was difficult enough. Then there was, we want you to read something very positive about this marriage on air when they're actually grappling to the depths of their being with this decision. Further to that is that this most unfortunate and vile circumstance has happened where it appears that someone in the family has done harm to their daughter in a sexual way. All of this put together begins to lead to a place where it's hard to understand the disloyalty, the lack of empathy, the hardness of heart, the lack of discernment, and the inability for Joni Lamb to see what is happening.
Overall, Laura-Lynn expresses a great level of disappointment at the way this situation has been handled and the treatment of Jonathan and Suzy. Her video has received several comments showing respect and support for her decision to leave Daystar. Her departure does cause us to question if there will be other people leaving the network as well. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. We would love to hear from you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And if then you have been raised with Christ, seek the things that are above, where Christ is, seated at the right hand of God. Set your minds on things that are above, not on things that are on earth. All right? God bless y'all, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.